August wrap-up. So this month I read 4 books, which is my goal. I'm trying to read a book a week for the year of 2014, and I'm actually 2 books ahead right now, so I'm technically doing good in that sense, but I wish I read more. I'm gonna try to read more in September, partially because there are a lot of really awesome releases that I'm gonna want to read right away, and also because these last few months I've kind of been in a bit of a reading slump. Like, I've been reading, obviously, but I haven't been, like, really super motivated to read. But lately, and I mean like lately as in this past week or so, I have been feeling motivated to read more. I've kind of been getting that enthusiasm to read all the books back into my life. So next month I am going to try to read a lot more, but I'll elaborate on that in my TBR. For now, let's talk about last month and discuss the 4 books that I finished in August. So first up, I have Opposition by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and this is the 5th and final book of the Lux series. This month I've been working with Entangled Teen. They sent me these sparkly editions of the Lux series to sit on my shelf right next to my original editions of the Lux series that I bought last year. I also bought Kindle versions, so you can safely assume that I like this series. If you know nothing about this series, the basic setup of the first book is this teenage girl named Katie moves to a new house and discovers that her next door neighbors are aliens. This series has a wonderful balance of swoon-worthy paranormal romance and kick-ass action-adventure. And this book, Opposition, the one that I actually read this month, was just a fantastic final book. It wasn't quite my favorite in the series. I think that honor still goes to Origin, book 4, which was just so awesome. But Opposition was a fantastic conclusion, and I was very satisfied with how the series wrapped up. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and actually the series as a whole I give 5 out of 5 stars, because it's just awesome. In fact, I actually just put up a full series review on the Lux series, so I'll link that below if you want to check it out and hear more of my thoughts. The first part of that video is completely spoiler-free, and I just talk about the series in general. And in the second part of that video, I get into a spoilery discussion for Opposition, this final book right here. So if you're interested in maybe watching that video, again, link below. Next up, I read Landline by Rainbow Rowell, though read is not entirely accurate because I actually listened to the audiobook. I mentioned last month that I've kind of been getting into this audiobook medium, and I had a really great experience with this one. Obviously, I have a physical copy. I didn't listen to this, but I'm not like gonna hold up my iPod and be like, this is what I listened to this month. That'd be silly. Anyways, Landline is about a woman named Georgie who is prioritizing her job over spending Christmas with her family. Her husband is not too happy about this. He ends up taking the kids and going to his mother's house anyways. There's this rift in her marriage that she doesn't really know how to fix, and it's further complicated when she can't get a hold of him. Until she busts out her old landline and finally gets a hold of him. Kind of. She ends up getting in touch with her husband from the past, his younger self before they were even married. So now Georgie in the present gets to speak with her husband in the past and try to figure out how she can repair her marriage, or if she even wants to. I loved this book. I've actually loved all of Rainbow's books, so that's not like a huge shocker. It wasn't my favorite of her books. I think my number 1 is still Fangirl because I just personally connected with that one more, but this is still solid and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, so I liked it. It was funny and charming and emotional, and I was super invested in the story right away. Rainbow Rowell just has this way of making her characters feel so real, and you can't help but root for them. I really recommend this, especially if you enjoyed any of Rainbow's previous books. And I also really recommend the audiobook edition of this. I can't remember the name of the woman who narrated the audiobook, but I thought she did a fantastic job at capturing Georgie's personality and her humor and her emotion. It was just top-notch. I mean, I don't have a lot to compare it to since I'm pretty new to the audiobook thing, but I really enjoyed it. On the topic of audiobooks, I am actually an Audible affiliate now. There's a link in the description that you can click to sign up for a free trial, which includes a free audiobook. So yeah, if you're interested, you can check that out, get a free audiobook, maybe try Landline. It was a good one! Next up, I read The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This was the Booksplosion Book of the Month pick for August that you guys actually picked for us to read. We put up a poll on the Booksplosion Goodreads, which you should totally follow if you're not already, and we let you guys vote, and The Night Circus won by a landslide. And I'm glad it did, because I've been meaning to read this book for ages, and now that I have, I see what all the fuss was about, because this book was simply magical. Basically, it's about these two young magicians, Celia and Marco, who have been trained their entire lives to go head-to-head in this competition that takes place in the Night Circus. This book was so lovely. The writing was beautiful, and unlike anything I'd really ever read before, this book had such a gorgeous atmosphere around it. Like, the descriptions draw you in so much, and it just immerses you in this world in such a way that you just want to linger in it and savor everything. There's a pretty large cast of characters that are all very interesting, but the most interesting aspect of all, I think, was the setting. The setting of the Night Circus was so captivating, and like I said before, just magical. So magical. This book was a bit slow-paced, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like I said, you kind of want to savor it all. And the overall driving plot could have been stronger. Like, there could have been more tension there. But still, I really loved this book. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 because it wasn't perfect, but it was still wonderful. If you're interested in hearing more of my detailed spoilery thoughts on this book, then I will link the Booksplosion live show discussion in the description, and you can go give that a watch. And the final book I read in August was Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. This is the third book in this trilogy of loosely connected companion novels. This one focuses on a girl named Isla who has always had a crush on this boy named Josh, and tells the story of their relationship during their senior year of high school. This book was exactly what I wanted. Like, if you're in the mood for something funny and cute and romantic and adorable, then this is the book you're in the mood for. This is what you want. Now, I didn't quite love this book as much as I loved the previous two books, Anna and Lola. There were some aspects that kind of frustrated me, involving some communication issues, and also Isla was really hard on herself at times, which just made me want to shake a little bit of sense into her. But for the most part, I thought it was really great. Like, it had me laughing out loud and tearing up, and I stayed up until 6 in the morning to finish it because I couldn't put it down. There's one scene in particular where we get to see some of the characters from the previous books, and the people who've read this already know what I'm talking about, but that scene, how fantastic was that scene? I gave this book 4.5 out of 5 stars because, again, it wasn't as strong as Stephanie Perkins' previous books, but I still really enjoyed it, and I do still highly recommend it. Also, quick note, even though they are companion novels and you could technically read them as standalones, I do strongly suggest reading them in order. Anna, then Lola, then Isla. Otherwise, you will get spoiled. So if you're gonna read these books, which you really should read these books. Read them in order. Read them in order. Alright, there you have it. Those are the 4 books that I finished in August, and that is everything I wanted to talk about in this video today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a lovely night, and I will have another vlog up soon, so I will see you then. Goodbye! Ow, I actually hit you. I'm so sorry. Are you okay? You'll be fine. Getting so good at booking face. Why don't our faces line up? Do I have a weird face or does he have a weird face? This book is totally sighing. Rainbow Rowell wants me to call her. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Hope you answer, Rainbow. Hello?